Today we're going to be asking AI skincare questions. I got this idea from Star Wars Theory. He has a channel that's dedicated to Star Wars content, and he was asking this AI system questions related to Star Wars. And the level of analysis, or the depth of analysis that this system would give with the responses, was really interesting. It was almost as if you were asking someone who's like a huge fan these questions. The level of thought that would go behind that, it wasn't just sort of your basic knowledge or general sort of answers that you could just Google. So it was very interesting. So I thought it would be really fun to do this for skincare. And so if you're new here, I'm a chemist who loves skincare and makeup artistry. So I'm going to ask some questions that I commonly see searched about skincare, and then tell you my opinion as a chemist, whether I agree or not. So, okay, so let's just skip the small talk and go straight to a controversial question, which is, are parabens safe in skincare? I'm kidding, it's not really a controversial question, but as far as the science of skincare goes, I guess it's as controversial as you can get. Parabens are a type of preservative commonly used in skincare products to prevent the growth of bacteria and mold. Some studies have suggested that parabens may be linked to certain health concerns such as breast cancer and hormone disruption. However, a majority of research to date has found that parabens are safe for skincare products at levels typically used. It's always good to read the ingredients and make sure you're comfortable with the ingredients in your skincare products. Okay, so the reason I wanted to ask this question is you see on pretty much every skincare product, it says paraben free. And the media really sort of blew some studies out of context several years ago and sort of fear-mongered the term. So yeah, now there's like a huge fear surrounding parabens, although they are very effective preservatives, as the first sentence states here. So the study that the media first discussed in relation to this actually is not relevant to cosmetics at all. I have a video all about this. I'll have it linked below, but basically in the study there was they were looking at breast cancer tissue, and they also had a blank sample, which was their negative control, with no breast cancer tissue, no tissue of any kind. But there was no statistical significance between the control and the breast cancer samples in regards to the amount of parabens observed. So again, if you want more detail on that, I'll have it linked below. So I do agree with what it's saying here about that the majority of research has found that parabens are safe in skincare products. The last sentence where it says it's always good to read the ingredients and make sure you're comfortable with the ingredients in your skincare products, like, that's true, but it's not really a helpful statement because there's so much misinformation out there on skincare ingredients. So it's like, okay, so the depth of analysis of that question wasn't, you know, it wasn't a bad response, but it's not necessarily like as impressive as the Star Wars theory questions. But let's try another one. So let's just say, are alcohols drying in skincare? Alcohols are a group of ingredients commonly found in skincare products, and their effects can vary depending on the specific type and concentration used. Some types of alcohols, such as ethanol and isopropyl alcohol, can be drying to the skin when used in high concentrations. These types of alcohols can strip the skin of its natural oils, leading to dryness, tightness, and irritation. However, there are other types of alcohols, such as fatty alcohols, that can be beneficial for the skin and can actually help to keep it moisturized. They are often used as emollients and thickening agents in skincare products. It's important to check the label ingredients carefully and consider the concentration used in the product. In general, it's always good to do a patch test. It's always good to patch test the product before applying it all over the face, especially if you have dry or sensitive skin. Okay, so I think that's a pretty impressive answer. It breaks down the difference between the solvent alcohols like ethanol and isopropanol versus fatty alcohols, which are actually moisturizing. So I agree with everything that's said here. The only thing that I think could be added here is that sometimes alcohol, the solvent alcohols like ethanol or isopropyl alcohol, can be added to help with the absorption of some ingredients. Alcohols, you know, are commonly demonized in the skincare community, and it is important, as indicated here, to look at multiple factors. Like, one, is it a fatty alcohol or a solvent alcohol? Two, what's the concentration? And three, the point that they didn't include, is it used to help with the absorption of an active ingredient? I really like what they said about doing the patch test before applying it all over your face. I always recommend that too, but I would say do the patch test like behind your ear. I always recommend that too. So overall, I'm impressed with that answer. Okay, so now I think I'm just gonna ask, all right, I'm gonna ask a question that I saw was one of the top most Googled skincare related questions of 2022, which is, what does retinol do for the skin? Retinol is a form of vitamin A that is commonly used in skincare products for its ability to improve the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and other signs of aging. Retinol works by increasing the cell turnover and promoting collagen production, which can help to plump up the skin and reduce the appearance of wrinkles. It can also help to unclog pores, reduce the appearance of dark spots, and even out the skin tone. Retinol can be found in many skincare products such as moisturizers, serums, and creams. It's important to start with a lower concentration and gradually increase as your skin gets used to it, as retinol can cause irritation and dryness when first starting to use. It's important to use sunscreen while using retinol products, as retinol can make the skin more sensitive to the sun's rays. It's important to note that retinol can be sensitive to light, air, and heat, so it's best to purchase products with retinol in dark bottles and keep them in a cool, dry place. So I would say that's a pretty nice, in-depth summary of retinols. I like that it said it's a form of vitamin A. I think that's a good sort of like big picture overview of it. I like the advice about wearing sunscreen, especially when you're using retinols. That is true. So something I would add here would be the difference between retinol and tretinoin. Tretinoin is retinoic acid or vitamin A, and so retinol, as it indicates here, is a vitamin A derivative that your skin has to oxidize to retinoic acid with 2 steps. It is much more accessible for most people, and it's also more affordable. So, but overall, again, I think that that is a reasonable response to the question. I'm gonna just ask like a question that's more of like opinion based now. What is the best retinol? I see that searched a lot too. It's difficult to say which specific retinol product is the best, as different products can have different strengths, formulations, and ingredients that may work better for some people than others. Furthermore, what works for one person may not necessarily work for another. That being said, it's important to look for a retinol product that's formulated for your specific skin type and that contains high quality, stable form of retinol. Here are some things to consider when looking for a retinol product. Look for a product that contains retinol or retinol palmitate, which is a less potent but gentle form of retinol. Okay, I will go ahead and say that I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the retinol palmitate. That does not act the same as retinol. So I don't agree with that statement. But let's continue reading. Start with a lower concentration of retinol and gradually increase as your skin gets used to it. Okay, that's true. Look for a product that also contains other beneficial ingredients such as antioxidants and moisturizers to help nourish and protect the skin. Avoid products that contain potentially irritating ingredients such as alcohol and fragrances. It's always good to consult with a dermatologist or skincare professional before trying a new retinol product, especially if you have sensitive skin or other skin concerns. Okay, so I think these are all good points. And I'll just tell you that, so while we're on the topic of this question, I will just say that I think a really nice retinol from the drugstore that's relatively affordable compared to other retinols on the market, or if you were to get prescription tretinoin from a dermatologist, is the Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair. I have tried that one and it works really well. Also in the patent on that product, they show the evidence that it activates the same genes that retinoic acid or tretinoin activates. So I've seen the evidence to support that it works, and I also have tried it personally myself and saw a lot of improvements in my skin when I used it. So that's just my opinion on what's the best retinol. I mean, it depends on how you define best, but if you're saying best in regards to best bang for your buck, I guess, and also that has scientific evidence to support it, I would say the Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair. Alright, so I think I'm just going to do one more, and then I would like you guys to leave in the comments if there's any questions you would like me to ask in the future. Like, I think this could be like a fun series to do sometimes. So I'm just going to say, what is the best diet for healthy skin? A well-balanced diet that includes a variety of nutrient-dense foods is important for maintaining healthy skin. Here are some key nutrients that are particularly important for skin health. Vitamin A. This nutrient helps maintain the integrity of skin and supports the production of new skin cells. Sources of vitamin A include sweet potatoes, carrots, and leafy green vegetables. Vitamin C. This antioxidant helps protect the skin from damage caused by UV radiation, pollution, and other environmental stressors. It can also promote collagen production, which can help improve the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Good sources of vitamin C include citrus fruits, berries, and leafy green vegetables. Vitamin E, this nutrient also acts as an antioxidant. Okay, you guys can read. I'll just say, okay, omega-3 fatty acids and zinc. Other important things to consider for healthy skin are drink enough water, avoid processed foods and sugar and alcohol. Those are all true. The lifestyle factors are very important. And then it also ends by saying that everyone's skin is different, so what works for one person may not necessarily work for another. To consult a doctor or nutritionist if you have particular concerns about how your diet is affecting your skin. So, okay, so the point about vitamin C, I definitely agree with about that helps to promote collagen production. So for sufficient collagen production, you want to make sure that you are consuming enough protein, vitamin C, and vitamin E. One thing that it didn't include is that actually red bell pepper has even higher amounts of vitamin C than citrus fruits. That's just something I learned recently. So there's definitely validity to everything that is discussed here. A key thing that I think was left out here that has had a lot of research recently, but also just steadily over the years, is fermented foods for gut health. Gut health is important for overall health, but also for skin health. So I think if I were to just add one more bullet point on here, I would say fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, what else? Kombucha. I know I'm forgetting something, but yeah, I would say incorporating fermented foods with probiotics to support your gut health, and then also prebiotics, so foods that are rich in fiber. consuming foods to support gut health, such as fermented foods, is really important for overall health, and that includes skin health as well. Let me know if you're interested in a video on that. It's something I've been looking into a lot lately. Okay, so I just thought this would be something fun to try. I think it would be fun to maybe do a series of this type of video. Let me know what you think. So if I do another round of these, let me know if there are questions you would like me to ask. It would be kind of interesting, I think, if you were to comment your specific skincare concerns below, and I could ask it maybe to make a skincare routine for you depending on your skincare concerns. That would be pretty interesting just to see what it comes up with. But overall, I think this is impressive. I hope that you had fun watching this. So again, I first learned about this through Star Wars Theory. If you're a Star Wars fan at all, you would probably find that video entertaining. I would say that the answers to those questions were more, it felt more creative, I guess, which I guess that makes sense because these were very much like, there wasn't really a lot of room for creativity maybe with the questions that I asked here. And so maybe I need to think about what kind of questions I could ask in the future. I think asking it to create skincare routines for certain concerns could be interesting. But let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this, comment questions that you would ask down below. And thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, leave me a robot emoji in the comments below, and I will see you soon.